and I want to go in. I want to go in there. I said I want to talk to the kids from 12 years old to 16 because I know that's the time when they're curious. You know, that's when I was curious. That's when all my friends was curious. Between 12 years old and 16, that's when you really looking around like. So that's who I wanted to attack. I wanted to, get at them and be like, listen, man, this shit is a mirage. Like, they're selling drugs like you, like, ain't you not gonna be Pablo Escobar? Yeah. 90%, 90% of us going to jail or getting killed. That's you know what I'm saying? Don't be a part of that 90%. Like I'm here to show you, like this is my life. I'm telling you from A to B, this is what happened, and I'm blessed enough to be here.
And just to piggyback off of that, when you out there selling drugs, last thing you thinking about is getting killed. The last thing you're thinking about is getting locked up. You not, especially when you go outside every day, you pitching, nothing ever happened to you. I always say that, I always just sit out on the block and say, they ain't ran down in a long time. I'm going in. Because when it starts looking like it's too easy,
you go in, they
ran down. Because I always, my gut feeling, and a part of my story is, I got in the street because I wanted to. Like Ray, same thing. However, like my mother had me wearing skirts, I would have my little duffel bag underneath the steps, change into my own stuff and be thugger, get to school. I always was a tomboy. I always hung with a bunch of guys, My mother couldn't officiate. My mother the other day, oh, you ain't dressed that bad. I said, look at these pictures, Mom. I'm not putting these throwback jerseys up. I'm putting this up under my head. I'm not putting that. Look at my ankles. Look at this socks.
Sometimes, our parents. And one thing about like my wife always say this to me. She was like, your parents' best may not be your best. Yeah. My best might not be, you know what I'm saying? Like they did the best that they can do. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I never really looked at it like that until she really said it like he did the best that he can do. His best ain't your best. Right. Your best ain't gonna be your kid's best. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it was. So as me, Tom Iker, he's head of the federal criminal division, and he had invited me to speak to it was some state inmates, state parolees, gang members. He had invited me. He was like, he wanted me to come speak to them at a thing they had in Vailsburg that they do once a month. They go to every section in Newark once a month. And what it was the state police, the federal, the FBI, local prosecutors, and basically what they was saying was they about to implement federal charges on all the gangs. Like, and then when they was trying to tell the guys that was on parole and probation that go back and tell the head of your gang, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna start from the top and we're gonna work on the bottom. Now I didn't know that this what it was, like what he wanted me to come do, because I told him I only want to speak to kids 12 to 16. I didn't really want to speak to nobody 18 to 25 because they really got their mind made up. You know what I'm saying? They really set in their own ways. And so, to be honest with you, for me to come and talk to them, they're not gonna look at it like I'm giving them insight, I'm giving them knowledge, I care about them enough to even some of that. They're gonna look at me like I'm one of them. I'm police. You know what I'm saying? This is how ignorant it is because they haven't been taught. So they look at me as I'm one of them. They don't look at me as I'm trying to give them knowledge, I'm trying to help them. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really ever want to talk to guys that's 18 to 25. So when I pulled up, I see the big state police van, like 3 state police guys in front of the church. It was a church right up on South Orange Avenue. I said, man, where the heck did I got myself into? Right? Like, I want to tell them I don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I just ain't want to deal with it. So when I walk in, it's maybe about 70 dudes, like, all gang members, on a state level. So, I'm sitting there. So I knew maybe about 20 something of them. So when they see me, they're like, Sue, what's up? So I'm talking to them like, yo, what's good, what? So they sitting in seats, they got a sign in front of them, they sitting in seats. So I know it ain't none of my seats, so I sit in the back. So as I'm sitting in the back, they see all the suits coming over there talking to me, because they Tom Iker, the head of the criminal division, he introducing the head of the state police to me. The head of this person, they got the head of every borough in New Jersey that's law enforcement at this summit, because they got a projection screen. They trying to implement a program to charge gangs on a federal level in North. And what they was bringing me to do is because I've been in the federal system to break it down to them.
Right.
Like, you know, they can't comprehend the language that the police is going to speak to them. But I know how to break it down to our language because I'm in the streets.
Right.
To break it down on them
so they understand. So you were telling them, like, this is what y'all gonna be charged with?
Yes, I'm breaking it down to them. So when they look and they see me back, they see now. So now they looking like, damn, well, what the hell, so back here with them people? Like now, no, so that's how they was looking. I want everything I love. This is how they was looking at me, right? Because all these people, Tom Eichmann is introducing all these people to me. So I'm sitting there, so they looking like, damn, what the hell Soap doing, right? So, right, I had a whole, like, be honest with you, I had a whole speech that I was going to say, that I planned out how I was going to break it down. So I'm looking at them, and I'm looking at it, so I said, yo, I can't see this. I'm looking at them like, yo, they don't know I'm ignorant too. Like, you know what I'm saying? I may do what I do, but I said, I got to switch this whole, you know, when you can size your audience up and know how you got to relay the message. So I knew my regular message I was going to send, it wasn't going to resonate. So I got there, you know, and when I finished, and broke it down with them how I'm explaining to them.
Did you feel like you reached them?
I did reach them, because every last one of them came up to me like, yo, the way you broke it down, you let me, because I'm telling them that, look, when you get locked up and you're in a youth house, then you go to Jarville, Boydtown, Broadway, Northern State. It's a process of when you're in the streets, it's a process. So during all them levels of that process, it's like going to school. Kindergarten, third grade, you're going to school with the same people you know. So by the time you get to high school, you know the whole high school because we went to third grade, fourth grade, you know the high school. It's like the prison. By the time you go to the youth house, then you go to youth correctional facilities, Annandale, Yardville, Boydtown. By the time you hit the big boys with Broadway, Northern State, the big prisons, you know everybody in jail. So I'm explaining to them that, listen, when the feds get a hold of you, the 2 charges that you copped out to 5 years ago, when the feds get you, now that's career criminal. If it's drugs, it starts at 15 years. You don't, it ain't like in a state where you pay a lawyer, he go in the back, no, there ain't no such thing as that. It's guidelines in the feds. So if your guidelines say you doing 15 years, that's what you're gonna do, 15 years, unless you're telling on somebody. You ain't going under 15 years. So if you got caught with 2 guns in the state, and now you get caught with another gun and the feds pick it up, it started at 17 years. That's what it started at. So I'm breaking it down to them. When they send you to Loretto, when they send you to Victorville, California, when they send you to Colorado, when they send you to Big Sandy, Kentucky, when you get on the compound with 1,500 dudes, ain't none of your homies there. It's nobody you know on the compound. So everybody that you know and they know you got to establish your rep all over again. Not just, you're not mind you, when you go in the feds, you locked up with everybody across America. From Chicago, Texas, California, you in there with every gang, the vice lords.
And you might think you thorough.
Yeah, you in there with the vice lords.
But everybody around you thinking the same
the bikers, vice lords, gangster disciples, Bloods, Crips. Now, you might be in there in New Jersey, there might be 7, 8 of you on the whole compound. North Carolina might got 100 people on the compound. DC might got 200 people. The Mexicans might got 300 people. New York maybe got 60, 70 people on the compound. Every compound I went on, Jersey had the least people on the compound. Now they thorough, we hold our own, but we the least on the compound. So I'm explaining to them that
I think they was kind of hitting Jersey last when it came to the Fed.
But no, because you know why? Jersey really wasn't, he was catching Fed cases here and there, but now with the gangs and the murders. See, one thing about it, when you don't have a lot of murders, that's what bring the police, that's what make them locked up. See, the police will let you sell drugs to a certain extent. But when you start killing people, no, they gotta get you off the street. Like, it's over. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to deal with the issue. So, when I spoke to them, all of them came to me, it was like, man, you broke it down to me, like, they didn't resonate with what the people were saying to them. But when I broke it down to them, and then I talked to a lot of them individually, and I'm explaining to them like, yo, I didn't get paid to come here. I'm like, I'm doing this because I love y'all. I'm doing this because I'm saying that, like, why would I'm not bitter that I lost all my money selling drugs, and I went to jail, did all my time, came home broke. I'm not bitter behind that. You know what I'm saying? What made me bitter was if I don't give you the information. If I let you go through that same pain and suffering that I went through. I don't want you to go through the same pain and suffering.
And you weren't talking to federal prisoners.
No, I'm talking to state.
You talking to the state ones, and out of that 90 or 70 people, at least half of them.
60% of state prisoners come home from prison go right back. 60% of them they go right back to jail within 2 years.
But you said what year was that you spoke to those 70 people?
Well, that was 2013.
2013. Yeah. Now, out of those people, and I know you know the faces and everything like that, some of them probably came home and got their life together, but some of them probably
no, they was already home. They was on parole and probation. It was all gang members from different gangs.
But what I'm saying, you got 70 people there. Some of them went the right way. Some of them probably ended up in the feds anyway.
Yeah, they probably ended up. But out of them 70, if you touch 2, 3 of them, I did what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So from there, you know, they started asking me to go here. They started asking me to go there. So in the course of me going through the program, I started going around speaking with them to different schools, to different youth houses, and everything. So once they seen I had the ability to connect, then they started, just, using me. They was like, look, man, we need you. So I didn't have a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the same token, I needed them. So, I asked them, like, look, man, my daughter about to go to Seton Hall. I need some help with her. They was doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All right, well, she can be an intern here. They can do this. Because when I looked at it like this, I said, I'm in a courtroom setting with the Attorney General, the head of the federal probation.
And see, look at the favor you asked for.
Listen, I'm here.
That's called growth.
These people, I'm completely honest with you. These are people that you never disassociate yourself with. These is gonna be my friends for life because these people could put me in a position.
Right.
Like right now, in a position, they put me in a position to start my own 501c3. I never thought start a nonprofit before I came home from jail. Just re-entry to get me grants.
Right.
Federal, taking my hand, walking me step to step to start my own re-entry. I never thought about that when I came home. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to do it because I had the passion to say I want to get back.
Right.
On my spare time, I want to be able to get back. So many doors have opened for me just through my program, and just me giving back has